Hello, beautifuls, and welcome to Makeup Obsessed Monday. So before we get into what we're talking about today, I want to make sure that you don't ever miss a video that we upload. How can you do this? Make sure you're not only subscribed, but you are hitting the notification bell so that you are informed every time we upload on Mondays, because beautifuls, you don't want to miss a single episode of Makeup Obsessed Monday. Today, we are talking contouring versus bronzing. I hear you when you send in those questions or you ask us, and today I am answering one of those questions. It's like the age-old question. Do I contour? Do I bronze? What's the difference? Do I even need to do both? What do I use? Well, today I am going to break down the difference between contouring and bronzing, because yes, beautifuls, they are different and they do different things. So which one do you need to do in your life, or have you been doing it and not realizing it? If you want to know what the difference is between the two and which ones I do, then you need to keep watching. All right, so we are going to get into the difference between contouring and bronzing. This is one of the most asked questions I get, and to be honest, for the longest time, I thought they were interchangeable and did the same thing. In reality, they're not. So contouring, we know who made contouring like the most well-known beauty trend there is, and that's Kim Kardashian. You've seen her pictures, whether you love her or hate her. She has that amazing chiseled look, and that's what contouring is. Contouring is going to bring structure to your face. So if you have a round face like I do and you want it to look more slender, contouring is what's going to do that. If you have a nose that you don't quite like, but you don't want to go under the knife, contouring is what is going to change that. So we are going to jump into that first, and then I'm going to explain what bronzing is, because it is something completely different. To do my contouring, I'm going to use the Anastasia of Beverly Hills contour palette. I love this one. I have the shade light to medium. And I'm going to go in with the middle shade, and that is what I'm going to contour with. I chose this one because it is a cool tone matte brown. For contouring, you don't want to use something that's too warm. You definitely don't want to use something that has shimmer. This is not the time to pull out the shimmer. We're going to save that for bronzing. So I am using the cool tone matte brown. It's a few shades darker than my skin tone, but I'm not trying to add color with this. What I want to do is I want to deepen where the hollows of my cheeks are and create shadows. What you contour is going to recess into your face. That's what's going to create that chiseled look. So to get started, I am going to use a Luxie large angled brush. I like an angled brush for contouring because not only can I use it like this, but I can flip it, and this part right here, I can really get in and do some precision contouring. So I'm going to go in on this edge right here and pick up a little bit of my product, and I am going to definitely tap off the excess. And I'm going to start way back here by my ear. This is where I'm going to put my brush down initially. Wherever you place your brush first, that's where you're gonna have the most color. If you place it right here, that's where you're gonna have the most color, and it's gonna be harder to blend. We're gonna put it up here, and then we're gonna blend forward. And I am only going to bring it down even with the outside edge of my eye. If I bring it too far in, I am going to age myself. And I don't know about you beautifuls, but I don't want anything adding years. I'm looking to take them away. So I have my brush, I have my product on it. I'm gonna move my hair aside, place my brush here in the hollow part of my cheek, and just start building up the color right here. And you don't want a ton of color. A good contour doesn't need to be blended for hours. It literally should fade into your skin. So I'm just gonna keep increasing very slowly the amount of color, just a little bit. And then once I have a little bit of line, then I'm gonna switch it like this and I'm gonna start blending upward. Do not blend your contour down. Again, that's gonna aid you and it's gonna pull your face down. It's gonna make you look tired. By blending your contour up into your cheek, you're gonna kind of lift your face and give you a little bit of a facelift. So I am just putting my brush onto my contour and blending upward. I'm gonna pick up just a little bit more product up by my hairline. So I definitely want it to be darker up here and then fade as it comes forward. And as you can see, I am only bringing it that far in. So you can see the difference between my non-contoured side and my contoured side. I definitely have more structure here. So Kim Kardashian is known for her signature 3. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to let you know. What she does when she contours is she basically makes a 3 on her face. So this is part of our 3. It starts up here and it follows the hairline. And you have the first part of the 3 and then the second part of the 3. That works on a lot of face shapes. Mine, it does not. I have a round face. If you look at Kim's face, her face is not a round face. Her face is more oblong or oval shaped. She definitely doesn't have the round face like I do. If I were to do a 3 like she did on both sides, it would make my face appear wider. But I will do parts of her 3. So as you can see, we did this part right here, and then I'm gonna come down and do right here. For the longest time, I connected them, and it was one of those, and I forgot to do it one day. Honestly, like beautifuls, let's be real. It was one of those mornings where I was running late and I was frazzled, and I'm like, contour, contour, blend out the door, and I kept thinking, man, I love my makeup today, and I couldn't figure out what I did till the next morning when I sat down and I went, huh, I didn't connect them. And by not connecting them, it allowed me to have 2 distinct areas that were contoured, and it didn't round it out, which didn't round my face out. So definitely play around with contours because every face shape is different. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit again, and I'm gonna do just lightly on my jaw. It's not gonna be nearly as intense as what's up here, but it's just gonna bring a little bit of structure to my jawline. And then I like to keep a dual fiber brush. So what this is it's 2 different bristles. You can see it's white and it's black, and the bristles are different lengths. I love this for blending out my contour. So again, I'm gonna take this and blend upwards, because again, we're not blending down, just to make sure I don't have a harsh line, because I definitely don't want a harsh line right here. You don't wanna see that I've contoured. You want it to blend, but you want it to make that area pop. And then last area I'm going to contour is my forehead somewhat. I am not going to come all the way in like Kim does, and I am not gonna bring it all the way down. Again, that's very rounded and it's gonna round out my face. But what I am going to do is I'm going to contour right here. And what that's gonna do is it's just gonna add a little bit more structure up here. So I have structure here, here, and here. So it's taking a rounded shape and it's kind of making it more inward because of the way the contours are. And I am using the same brush I've been using, same contour shade in the Anastasia contour kit. And I am blending this upward again, but into my hairline. So you can see the difference. This is my non-contoured side, and then this is my contoured side. There is a difference. It's brought structure to my face. My face doesn't look as flat and one-dimensional, but there's some shadows now going on, and there's structure. I'm going to bronze on this side. So for bronzing, everyone assumes, not everyone I guess, but there's a lot of assumptions that they are intertwinable, that they can be exchanged one for the other, and that's not the case. contouring is bringing structure. Bronzing is bringing warmth. So think of it as a sun-kissed glow. When you're in the sun this time of year, and most of you get color, you get it on the high points of your face, and it brings a warmth to your face. And yes, it's gonna be in some of the similar areas, but it's not the same. Actually, one of the best places to bronze is where you would highlight. Those are the high points of your face. For bronzing, this is when you can have the shimmer shades, you can have the warmer, more orange undertoned browns. So in the Anastasia palette, I use the middle shade for my contouring. I can use the shade that's to the right of that for bronzing. But one of my favorite bronzers actually comes from the drugstore, and it is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I love this because there's just barely a hint of shimmer. When I say barely, I mean you're not going to notice it. You're definitely not gonna look like a disco ball. But it's got a nice blendable formula, and it's just the right color for my skin tone. Now, it works on me. It doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna work on you, but try them and see what works for you. For bronzing, we're gonna go with a bigger brush because we're gonna cover more area. For that, I like to use the blush brush from Real Techniques. And the reason why I like this is it's big, it's definitely fluffy, and it's dome shaped, which means I can cover a lot of area, or I can use the tip and I can be more precise. So I'm gonna pick up some of my bronzer. I'm gonna just swirl my brush in and definitely tap off the excess. And I am going to bronze about where I contoured and up. So I'm not gonna quite go down as far. And again, where you put your brush down the first time is where the most amount of color is gonna be. So I'm putting it back here, and I am just blending it in. I'm also bringing it in a little bit further. Not all the way in, because again, you will age you. But I'm bringing it in a little bit more because of the apples of my cheeks. It's a high point on my face. I pick up a little bit more product. I'm gonna bronze here, and I'm gonna bronze up here. I'm not gonna bronze down here. This is not a high point of my face. If I bronze down here, because of the warm undertone of the product, it's gonna look muddy, which means I'm gonna look dirty, like I have a shadow or I have something on my face, and I don't want that. So I am gonna pick up a little bit more, and I'm gonna go up in the hairline. And for this, I will bring it in a little bit more because your forehead's a high point of your face. And I will bring it down a little bit more. And I will go in with a dual fiber brush if I think it needs some additional blending with a brush that has no product on it. One last place that you can bronze is right across your nose. Now, I'm not talking crazy amounts of bronzer, but just a little bit dusted. Like I have no extra product on my brush, but I'm just gonna dust right here. So beautifuls, that is the difference between contouring and bronzing. Now you can do both, or you could do one or the other. That's the great thing about it. Summertime, I tend to bronze more because I'm wearing less makeup and it gives me that sun-kissed glow. Wintertime, I tend to contour more and then warm up my face with a light bronzer just to give my face some dimension. Let me know what you do in the comments below, or if you have any other questions on contouring versus bronzing. So that's it. That is the difference between contouring and bronzing. Make sure if you liked this video, you give us a big thumbs up. It helps us know what videos are important to you. And definitely make sure you're subscribed and you have the notification bell turned on, because we don't want you to miss a single episode. Until next week, beautifuls, be beautiful, because you are the only you. Bye.